So here it is. This is the inside of it. I'll show you my really bad CPU fan modification soon, but I didn't even want to modify it. It's just accidentally, or I need. So there's the inside. It's a really crappy and awkward and incredibly shitty design case. Here's the power supply. It's 150 watt power supply. It's the original of it, so it fits in perfectly. It hasn't got a power switch in the back, which is shit. You know, it's pretty quiet though, and it does power this just fine. So the board of it, as you can see, it's a little too small for the case. This came out of a Dell. No, not the board. The board came out of an HP machine, and the hard drives, both hard drives here, came out of a Dell Dimension. I don't know, it was just an old Dimension, with this black bezel and black computer. But I didn't take the case of this is because it was in really bad shape. It's like breaking apart. I don't know what they did with that computer. But the board and the CPU was blown because the power supply was, failing, and it killed the board and the CPU pretty bad. I don't know how it managed to kill the CPU. Maybe it just overheated or so, but I don't know. I believe it was also a Pentium 4 machine or a Celeron. I really don't know. So I just took the hard drives out of it. Really bad screwed in. Well, this is not even screwed in, as you can see. I don't really bother in screwing these in because, they don't fall out anyway with all this cable shit here. So, the Asus P4P 800VM mainboard. I believe this is a 2003 mainboard or so. So, I need to flash the BIOS with this. So it's got the latest update from 2006, and this is still in the original. So, here are the ports of it. With the original plate, it even fit here. So we got here PS2 serial, a printer, a VGA, 4 USB 2.0s, although this one here has some issues. It just doesn't recognize sometimes, but sometimes it works. And audio, and that is it. So there's not a lot of stuff to connect to, but the mainstream motherboard of 23, cheap mainboard. So the processor was actually my own processor. The Pentium 4 2.66 gigahertz Northwood. As you can see, the cooler, I got the heatsink, but not the cooler. So I just grabbed one of these off the trash. And guess what it did? Just smashed off with this paper clip I used to hold these billions of cables together. Because I'm running out of zip ties. This just went into the fan and smashed it off, and now it's loud as a chainsaw. It's crazy. And as you can see, I have a too big fan because I just have a Pentium 3 cooler that doesn't fit anyway. Like this here, it is even louder. And it makes the whole case vibrating, and it doesn't cool it anyway very good, and it's annoying, really, really loud. So I just went ahead, removed this one thing to hold the CPU heatsink in place, and just screwed this down with one single screw. It's a 12-volt fan. It does say always every time I start it up, CPU fan error, but it does run it anyway, so I don't see why it does that. These light up LED fans, and it does cool it. It's too big, as you can see, but I don't really want to buy one of these pieces of shit. That you're just way too overpriced, and I may replace the whole cooling unit of this anyway. So I get $478. They're really nice coolers out there, which are a lot cheaper than buying another cooler. You have to buy the whole cooling unit. It just doesn't. Such a particular fan, an Intel fan. I don't know. This is a Pole fan, but I guess that's from the fan I grabbed out. From the computer shop. They have like a billion fans there. Just got the bad one or the worst one, I guess. Well, anyway, so that's just a little rant. But in the meantime, it's gonna stay like that. I mean, it's not loud, it does work, it does cool, it's like shaking a little bit. But do I care? No. So, the RAM is located all behind this cable mass. When you last saw this, you can't really see it. You can't see anything. Maybe you can see now. When you last saw this had 512 megs of RAM. And, you know, this is way too slow and just not enough RAM. So, I just went ahead and paid $30 for freaking 400 megahertz RAM, DDR RAM, you know, the standard one. A 1 gig module, and now with 1.5, it's running it a lot faster. So it's not running XP anymore. I would like it to run XP, maybe on this drive here. I'll explain that all in a minute. Here's the wireless card I use, you know, because this hasn't got a wireless card. Here's the USB keyboard, if you're asking. So it has got 3 PCIs and an HEP, and it has got these integrated 82865G graphics. So they're not that great. They don't cut it on Windows 7. You can still run the driver in compatibility mode, but you know, the graphics aren't good. They're only like 96 megs of VRAM. That's taking RAM from the actual RAM, so the original RAM of the graphic adapter is 64 megabytes. You know, that was quite a lot in 2003, but now it's crappy, you know. It just doesn't cut it. So on XP it's really, really good, but on 7 or anything higher, or any Linux version, which is, you know, Ubuntu, the latest versions, they're really not good on here. So here are the connectors. I had to fiddle around a little bit. The last LED doesn't work. I don't know what that is for anyway, so it's not a huge deal at all. And yeah, that is pretty much it. Here is a floppy drive. Also mine had in storage all the time. I don't use floppies. I may flash the BIOS with one, because I've got some, but I don't really use them before, you know, they're obsolete. And the optical drive from the Power Mac G4, the original one. It's a DVD drive, DVD read and CD burn drive. It's IDE, you know. So this whole computer is IDE. You can still get some you still have some USBs on the board, which is really nice. So if I ever score like a USB 2.0 card, PCI expansion card, I will probably grab it. But if I ever upgrade that thing again, there's a lot to upgrade. The graphic card would be nice, but that's the last thing I'm gonna upgrade probably. A faster hard drive would be nice, like a 7200 RPM. I don't need a bigger one. This is 30 gig. This is 80 gig. Sorry. So both are 110 gig. So that's plenty of storage. I don't use this one though because I did not even power this on once, I guess. Well, anyway, I don't even know if it works, but you know, if I could set them up. The CMOS is also dead in this, so I need to get a CMOS battery for this. I know this is an old PC, and you know it's slow hardware. It's not supported on Windows 8 anyway, but that's no problem at all. I want to really dump a lot of money into this. RAM upgrade, 32-bit processor, more than 3 gigs aren't really, you know, you wouldn't recognize more than 3.3 gigs or so. I really don't know. And the board can hold only 4 gigs if you take 4 1 gig modules. And yeah, that would max it out. You know, it's an old computer. So yeah, I'll now power this on and show you the current operating system configuration and stuff. So here it is, all booted up into Windows 7. Here are more specifications. North boot, Pentium 4 socket 478. Already told you that crap. Caches, oh yeah, look at that. Asus main board, already told you that. RAM 1536 megabytes. So as I told you, I upgraded RAM from crappy 512 megabytes. And graphics is here. A2865G graphics controller, also known as Extreme Graphics 2. They're all everything else than Extreme in this day and age, but I can't really see in this age, 2003, this was a beast of an internal graphic card. I mean, most computers had, like in 2003, had not even that good video cards, you know, not onboard ones, so it must have been a good metaboard for its time, of course. I don't know so much about these, but yeah. I'll just show you the graphic card right now. And it's downloading some updates, so that's why it's so slow. Screen resolution. So with this graphic card, it's an unsupported graphic card in Windows 7. You know, you can't run all these exclusive features like Aero Peak and Flip 3D, whoever uses that, or Aero Effects. It's just too slow at doing that, or too crap. So 96 megs of VRAM, Intel Extreme Graphics 2. So this mouse battery is going to die in any moment, I guess. They're like little outages. So what I'll show you, I can't run any of these Windows programs. Windows Media Center. This works though. This is so interesting why that actually works. I'll show you just the Windows DVD Maker. You know, that's the incredibly crappy DVD making program. But and start. It just tells me the video card installed on this computer doesn't meet the requirements. So, what are the video card requirements? Let's look. The very useful help. That was ironic. So, yeah, they tell you a lot of crap. You must use DirectX 9, but they don't tell you what your graphic card should be or so. Yeah, I hate this help. So, anyway, there you go. Too long video of this. Hope you enjoyed it, though, and I'll see you in the next video.